Hello, 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 and welcome to the Underground Gospel Show. My name is Knight, and I'll be performing for you in just a moment. This is episode number 113 times we've done this. And remember, these show every Friday and Saturday night, so if you want to double that, go ahead because it's actually doubled on well, it's not doubled anywhere. I'm sorry. It's on we stream on Twitch and Facebook Live, and Twitch is live and it doesn't record it. Facebook Live holds it for, I believe, 2 weeks and then dumps it, and YouTube holds it forever. Now YouTube, though, there's two different people that watch it on YouTube. I'm going to get over here to my housekeeping tips because I'm jumping all over the place, which I tend to do, those of you who follow me. And first off, uh, if you like what you see, remember subscribe. And I don't say hit notify because we are every Friday and Saturday night. You don't have to be notified. It's if you're at home on a Friday or Saturday night, which I know a lot of people in this country are, especially with gas prices as high as they are right now. And we've just come through for 2 years of pandemic, which is why I even started this live stream in the first place. But if you are home on a Friday or a Saturday night, we're on every night at 8 o'clock. And if you're on a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock and you're going through and there's nothing to watch, pull up an old episode, watch something crazy that I talked about. Send me a message, send me an email. You can go to night-music.com. I'm sorry, and you can find out about the show links, the garments. I'm not going to post the banners this time. I've decided that show we're not going to run the little crawl at the bottom because I do that every single show. And if you want to watch a past show, you can find out my email, which is guitarforjesus@musician.com, or you can find out all my social media links, which are on night-music.com. So, oh, did I say .com on the guitar? It's Guitar for Jesus at musician.org. It's an organization. Let's see. I don't sing so that God can speak directly to your heart. If you'd like to support me for about a cup of coffee, it's $2.99. It's a half a gallon of gas. I mean, seriously. If you want to support me for a half a gallon of gas, and that's a monthly rate, you get these shows 4 to 6 weeks before they become live. So the way that this works is I record this and I post it onto my YouTube site, and then I post it in my Patreon site so that my Patreon followers who are following me on the Discord channel, and it's a Discord channel, not to get all complicated. It's like a private social media thing for my tribe, for the people who follow me. And then about 4 to 6 weeks later, and let's see, this one's scheduled to run. Let me pull up my shows. This one runs, we're recording it. It's right now 6/18 and 19. I'm sorry, this will show on the 17th and the 18th to the Discord channel. It will show on July 15th and 16th on the regular YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. So depending on how you want to watch it. Catch me 4 weeks early or get those 4 weeks early. More importantly, help me out, support me for $2.99 a month. Um, and that link brings me into some other really cool things. Let's go to housekeeping, see if I have any follows. Yes. And sponsorship opportunities. And if you'd like me to come to your church or your event, you can contact me and we'll be doing more of that possibly later this year, definitely next year. And I'll tell you the reason why. As some of you know, I write screenplays, and I'm writing the last screenplay that I have slated for 2022 right now. It's pouring out of me. I finished Act One. I started it on, I think, Wednesday, and no, I started on Monday, and on Wednesday I'd finished Act One. It took me 3 days to write the first act. So at this rate, knowing the fact that I'm going to take today off because today's all music, Thursday's all music. And then Friday, I have some gear drop off, and I have a show Friday night. Saturday will be writing. Sunday is a planning day for me, and then all of next week. And I should be pretty much done in about 2 weeks with this screenplay. I'm really excited about it. I've wanted to write it. I've wanted to write this screenplay. Oh, I've thought about the characters in it for the past 10 years. I really have. And so they've been percolating inside of me. And it's so great to have them actually come out and see them on paper and hear their voice and to see what they're doing. And it's pretty cool. It's a superhero movie about a Gen Z um, who finds out she comes from a supernatural heritage, and she uses her newfound powers to protect her family from forces that seek to destroy her and them. And so it's kind of I'm really excited about writing it. It's a brand new superhero. Um, we'll see what happens. Needless to say, I will be finishing this screenplay this month. And then next month, in this will should be July. I'm in June right now. Next month in July, I'll be going into the recording studio. So I'm scheduled for the recording studio for July and August. Just laying down new songs, new tracks, doing new cards, new languages, um, translating in all the different languages that I do, and then posting them online. And so I'll be posting them throughout the rest of the year, and also doing these live streams every weekend. And so it's really funny that my girlfriend was like, "That's so much to do," and I said, "You do realize that since February, and this is June, since February, I have done a polish and a rewrite on 7 feature movies, 3 pilots, include TV series, including writing one completely from scratch and the polish on all the other ones. Plus, I've written another feature all the way front to back, and I took one of my features and converted it into a manuscript that I'm right now trying to pump up there and get it published. So I hate telling people that because it makes, I don't know, it seems like a lot to me. But I had a guy the other day at work, and it was really funny because he's like, "Do you live here? You know, there's things in the lease about living here." And I didn't want to argue with him because arguing with people sometimes is ridiculous. For one thing, the office I'm at, I have month to month, I don't have a lease. And when I got it, I said, "Look, I need 24-hour access." They said the only thing we ask is don't sleep in the parking lot, which doesn't bother me because I have a place to sleep. Anyway, it's just that they it's just that he shows up between 10 and 11, and he's usually done with the day about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they work, from what I can tell, 3 to 4 days. I don't really watch them a whole lot. Their office is right next to the coffee machine, so I do see when the lights on, but I don't know who's in there. Needless to say, I'm not the first one in the building at 5:30 a.m. There's half a dozen cars, and I'm not the last one to leave at 10 o'clock at night. There's sometimes hundreds of cars when I leave because they have parties there at night. They have an event center up on the 4th floor. Anyway, that's not even getting into what I wanted to get into today. I'm not even it, now. Some of you might have noticed I don't have a board beside me. That's because today's message is not actually brought to you by a scripture verse. I got a message from a friend of mine, Stephanie, and Stephanie and I worked together about a decade ago, a little longer than a decade ago. And she was really fortunate to get a record deal, and she recorded an album. And at that time, I had been managing her before the album. She got the money for the album and kind of threw me on the bus. We won't get much into it. I mean, we remained friends. It took us a couple years to become friends after that, but whatever. I wish her well. Needless to say, she sent me an email the other day, and it said, "What I don't really feel passionate to play guitar anymore, and I don't feel passionate to sing." And so I responded back to her. I said, "Well, passion shouldn't have had anything to do with it." Um, You should follow your passions, you should follow your talents, and you're incredibly talented in what you do. Passion will come and go. What you need to be is professional, and a professional does it whether they feel like it or not. You start off with warm ups, like when I first began to play guitar. Yeah, start off with scales. Wait, you're a guitar player and you play scales? Yes. Yes, I'm a guitar player that plays scales. So anyway, won't get into it. But yeah, I play scales, and then I play a couple fun songs for me, and then I work on what it is that I'm working on to improve, what songs I'm really trying to nail down and become mine. And how often do I do this? I try to do it every day. I don't do it every day. I try to do it every day. And the thing I wanted to bring up to her, and this is today's message, and it actually comes from Calvin Coolidge, and that is that nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Um, I would add one thing to him. That was by Calvin Coolidge. He was the president of the United States. The only thing I would add to that is press on to Jesus, because that's the only thing that will ultimately solve all the problems in the United States. I'm sorry, all the problems in the world. And you knew that I was going to add Jesus in there somewhere because this is the Underground Gospel Show. Of course, I'm going to talk about Jesus. So the bottom line is persistence, doing the same thing over and over again. Now, as you know, I am now on 113 episodes of this. I have over 100 videos. I have only a couple hundred people that follow this. I have less than a dozen Patreon followers who support me. And so this you can have something that you're passionate about and have it as a hobby until the hobby makes enough money to become a business and to support you. Hobbies can turn into businesses and support you. The IRS allows you to deduct anything you do, any endeavor, for 7 years. And they say if you do it for 7 years and you're not making a profit, it's actually a hobby. I've been very fortunate that since I was, I guess, 15 years old, I've been able to derive the majority of my income every year, but I know of four. I'm going to say five. I'm going to give it an extra year there. But 5 years of my entire life um, that I haven't made my income primarily from music. Now, those 5 years, I can't think of one of them where I didn't make some income from doing music. There's always been some income derived from music. Now, there's been a couple of times that I thought, well, this is just a hobby. And that's what it became to me when the pandemic hit. It's like, look, I'm not going to be able to tour. They've ripped the world out from under me. There's no more shows. Um, I guess this is just going to be a hobby for a while. And so the IRS, like I said, allows you to write off 7 years of doing a hobby before you can't write it off anymore because it's a hobby. Luckily, the I wrote it off 1 year I wrote it off planning it to become something, and I was still uploading videos. I was still doing YouTube. Now this is where persistence comes in. There's a podcast that I follow, and the podcast that I follow, Nick, what's Nick's last name? It's called Comments Over Coffee, and there's a episode where he talks about how many videos before you can derive an income from YouTube. And he breaks it down. He says that, he looked at however many thousands of YouTube channels, and out of them, he found out that on average, you have to put about 150 to 180 videos up before you have 1,000 followers. It's just that simple. And before you make even one dime of income, you're going to have about 400 videos up there. Well, I'm 100 music videos. I'm 113. I'm halfway there. And I'm about halfway there as far as people following me subscribe to me. So that makes sense. Now I could bump that up and do a video a day, except I can't do a video a day. I have this other thing that I do. And how long would it take? Well, to put 400 videos at a video a day, let's say you do 200 a year, that's 2 years without an income. And that's not to make a living off it. That's before you see any money. And the first checks you're going to get, and I've seen these checks, there's 78 cents, $1.13. I mean, it's not any way, shape, or form anything you can live off of. And I get that right now between I call them my spokes on the income wheel. And so I have things like Spotify, and I have Pandora, and I have Apple, and I have iTunes, and I have Google Play, and I have YouTube, and I have endorsement deals, and I have, let's see, what else do I have money come in on? There's Napster, and there's oh my gosh, what are some of the other ones? Oh, Twitter, Twitch just sent me money before I got some Twitch coins. And so, yeah, I mean, a little bit here, a little. It's fun to open up PayPal and go, I got 4 cents from Amazon. Okay. So Amazon paid me, Amazon Music paid me 4 cents. Yay. Really exciting. Once again, nothing to write home. Don't even take that to the bank. You can't even get gas for 4 cents. So anyway, I don't even think it's two drops. Bottom line is, but it's something, and it's 4 cents more than I had a year ago, if that makes any sense. And if that makes any sense. And the thing is, 10 years from now, if I continue on persistently, it's going to be an income. It's going to be a pretty good income. It's funny when you look at stuff and it's not a bell curve that goes like that. It's actually an exponential curve that rises very quickly at the very end. There's not, well, I'll give you YouTube as an example. YouTube last year paid out 60 billion, that's with the B, dollars to content creators. And out of that, there are people like Mr. Beast and who are some of the other guys? Oh my gosh, what's not um, Duty Pie, and people who make literally millions of dollars a month. Mr. Beast is really funny. He makes so much money. He figures out a way to give $1 million away a day, and increases his subscriber rate because people are watching to find out how they can make that $1 million a day. And so it's really funny that there are people that are making that kind of income. We have this thing called the music industry, and I'm going to throw them under the bus right now. The music industry signed an agreement a number of years ago. Doug Morris did uh, with YouTube to create Vimeo, and Vimeo once again is it's a platform to play the official music videos from the artists and the stars, and they make a little bigger percentage on the ads that are generated at the bottom of those than you and I can. But last year, YouTube, out of that 60 billion, 20 billion number went to the record labels. Well, how are five record labels surviving when they can't really sell CDs? I had a good friend of mine, an artist that well, she's not a friend. I've done a couple shows with her. She sent me her autographed CD, and I thought it's funny. I've had it now for about a month and a half, and I don't have anything to play it on. It breaks my heart because I've never listened to the CD. I don't know that I ever will. I've downloaded it on YouTube, but I can't listen to the CD itself because I have nothing to play it on. So that's kind of sad. Anyway, so Stephanie, Um, I know you want to be passionate about what you're doing. I know that passion, like most emotions, are fleeting. They come and they go. What you need to do though, and what I need to do, is be persistent, be professional. When you go to a dentist, you don't want him working on your teeth only when he's passionate. When you take your car to the mechanic, you don't want the mechanic to work on your car only when he's passionate about working cars. You want him to do it and be professional and do a good job and do the money. And that's the difference between the amateur and the professional. Is they both at one time or another had passion, but they traded it for professionals, traded for professionalism. They are determined to make this a career. And so I just hope that you guys who are watching this decide that what you do is fine to do a passion. Okay, it's fine to have a hobby. In fact, music, guitar is a great hobby. But if you want to make a living at it, the passion's going to wane, and you have to become determined and professional about it, and do your scales and do your songs and play every single day. Get that 10,000 hours in, and then just don't stop. Keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. Anyway, and so that's my recommendation to you. And at this point, I'm going to play a little bit of music. And I don't know why that's on the move. I hope you can hear me. Think you can. So we'll go back over here. And let me see. What was the songs that I selected today? I had everything laid out and then I got off of it. Anyway, this is a Chris Tomlin song I've done before. Let me see my little picture so she can make sure that I'm playing guitar. Oh, that's called Scratch the Nose part. I think I hit a wrong note there. Little Matt Redman for you. And that's it. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining the Underground Gospel Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you're watching it in June, whether you're watching it in July for free, whether you're watching it 5 years from now, going, wow, that guy's a lot better than when he started. Well, that has to do with persistence and keeping on. So, once again, who knows where we'll be in 5 more years? I'm really excited to get into the studio next month for the next 2 months to record new songs. Now, don't mean that there's going to be 400 new songs. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of time to learn the songs, become the songs as one. I've been working on some of them for a while, and then release these things. And there might be an original or two coming soon, also. Plus, there's some screenplays, and for those of you in Southern California, it looks like I'll be moving out there in September. So we'll be looking for some new digs in the Los Angeles area and a place with the studio so I can do my live streams and do my YouTube videos and also do all the other crazy stuff they do on social media and writing. So anyway, God bless you. Go in peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you. Unfortunately, very soon. I mean, fortunately, really soon. I just was trying to get to the credits in a sly little way, and I didn't do it. So, anyway, we love you, and see you next week. Bye.